It's ironic that we can go through like what you went through when you were younger and getting divorced and probably feeling very similar. And then get to another place where there's still like not a full, and I say this for you as I say for me too, that we get to a place where we just still haven't learned it. You know, we still haven't fully, like we left something or did something that was this impossible choice, this impossible, like, and I think of impossible choices being where you choose something for yourself at the cost of being liked, loved, or belonging, or all of those things. I was going to say reclamatory. Is that a word? It is now. Tension of like you make that thing, tension's not the right word, but you reclaim through a choice that proves that you have your own back, that like discernment, that trust in self, that you're not going to fold for other. And then we find ourselves in a relationship together, having made choices like that previously, having deep desire to want to honor that within one another, and then the call be that we need to actually leave one another. You know, which is, we were talking about this the other day, but how because I had left a relationship and felt not loved, and not by anyone, not anyone's fault, but criticism from society, criticism from acquaintances, the pain I'd caused someone when I left. And I really just wanted someone to be like, I get it. Like, you're so loved. Like, I get that you couldn't choose this, and you actually choosing this would not have actually been loving. I just so desperately wanted someone to be able to, and although I got versions of that, of course, from friends, I think it's, and parents, but it's very different to get it from the person you're saying, I can't choose this romantically. And when we needed to depart, I just recognized the love in your choice so much that I was like, no, you're so loved. Like, this doesn't end. The love doesn't end here. The container of the relationship, the shape of it changes. But the love is deeper because it withstands all this. You know, there's like a trust or a density to it. Not in a bad way, density, but in a, you know what I mean?
I know what you mean. Yeah.
Like it's etheric.
It's beyond.
Yeah. It's in another dimension. It's in the same dimension where the soul is talking, not at that coffee shop.
Yeah, right? You just, again, you never know where the choices will take you. I could have never predicted that, you know, the choice to end relationship 1.0, as we call it, and do the work that I did in between that and our second, what we call relationship 2.0. I could have never told you that this is the way it was going to turn out.
No.
Because you don't know. And that's why you have to lean in and trust.
What I will say is that there was a deep knowing that it was going to bring me further alive and further towards wherever I was supposed to end up.
Of course.
Even in the depths of I was watching a video, because I'm putting a little spoiler alert, everybody, putting together a new and improved breakup course. But in the doing of that, I was watching a video that I recorded from September of 2019 when we broke up. And even in it, I was like, obviously I've been going through some things, but love is so present. Like, I knew even in the breaking there that there was so much love, and even in my grief, there was so much love. The interesting thing that when you think everything is over, or that you'll never find love again, or, you know, all the programming that we've gotten. Because if you're born into a family that lives in the forest, I don't think you think that. You know, in indigenous culture, I don't think we believe love ends. Although I'm not in one, so I guess I'm indigenous somewhere. Maybe in Irish culture. Oh, there's some good Irish poets that talk about a lot of love. But I digress. Yeah.
Well, not just the power of actually receiving and opening and allowing love to flow through you is, you know, I think love and grief go hand in hand. The more we're able to grieve, the deeper and wider our capacity is to love.
Mm-hmm.
Because that grief is release. It's, all the small d deaths, all the things that need to go and be moved through in order for our hearts to de-armor, for our bodies to open, for us to receive the beauty and magnificence and awe of love, of deeper levels of love. I always reflect on our rupture and I'm like, wow, that love pushed me so deep. Like, I loved you so much that I was so upset at whatever was in the way of my ability to receive the love, or just, I was like, I want to clear out everything. I want to grieve. I just want to go into the depths and do the work that's necessary in order for me to open my heart, in order for me to trust myself and then to trust another.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I was like, whatever's in the way, we got to do this now, because I could feel the limitation. I could feel my upper limit in love. And I was just like, I don't want to continue to feel this way. And there was a lot in the way. Stuff that, we only could figure out after the rupture, but there was like so many, for me, historical and ancestral imprints and just deep, like, core attachment stuff that I couldn't get to in our relationship 1.0 dynamic that I was then invited into after the rupture. And then, of course, all the grief, all the rage, all of the feelings that had been suppressed were able to move through. And I was able to actually, what feels like, mature, like meet myself, meet and integrate parts of myself that had been unconsciously driving the car, if you will, for a long time. And it was like, no, I'm not doing that anymore.